Hello everybody, welcome back once again to the Final Fantasy 13 walkthrough. I don't know what I'm doing here. I guess I'm cruising around looking at some accessories here in the B&W Outfitters shop. And looking at the new stuff, I suppose, for Lenora's garage. Again now, I really don't recommend upgrading anything at this point. You can, again, you know, if you really want to, go ahead, but I feel like it's really not quite worthwhile yet.
I wanted to ask you something.
What's that?
You say you want a family. What if they were taken from you?
Well then, I'd take them back.
And what if you couldn't? What if you knew who was to blame?
Well then, there'd be trouble. Hey, are you okay? Did you get hit in the head or something? Or... I guess we'll have to talk about this later.
Don't just stand there.
Hope, wait! It's all about teamwork. How about this? How about this?
Alright, so here we've got the Ushamgal Subjugator. I think that's how you say that. Oh, looks good. Sounds good. Anyways, definitely start out with Super Soldier right away. Get Hope buffing as soon as possible. You're gonna want the I think it's bar fire will reduce the fire damage from napalm, and then protect is always, you know, always a plus. And then once you get shell on everybody, then, you know, I guess kind of just adjust to that. Obviously, I needed to go to War and Peace here to get my health back up, because he does actually a decent amount of damage. Tailhammer is pretty brutal. The rest of his attacks are not so bad, but he does have an extremely fast attack rate. So you'll see here, he's just, you know, constantly got something going on. And yeah, so I don't know if Tailhammer always hits everybody, or if I was just getting kind of unlucky and getting caught by. I'm not really sure on that, but all right. So what's he do here? He does overdrive, which again, now this is a really important reason why you need to have protect on. So what happens there is he actually debuffs himself with deprotected B shell, but you know, increases his attack power with looks like bravery there. So you know, unfortunately, without any way to get rid of bravery, you're just going to be taking more damage. So again, very important to be buffed up with protect. So again, you know, just make sure you get that up. You won't last long without it, I'm sure. So at this point here, I'm just trying to keep the chain gauge from dropping too much. With the commando roll, it might not be a bad idea to go double Ravager for a little bit, just to drive up that chain gauge. Right then would have been an okay point to do it, but to be honest now, yeah, Hope's getting extremely low again, so I really needed to get back into the commando medic paradigm. Alright, but anyways, once you get him staggered, obviously we'll start doing some fairly decent damage. Unfortunately, he can't really be launched because he's already in the air. So your characters will unfortunately just end up, you know, still taking damage, and that's the unfortunate thing about the enemies that can't be launched, you know, is you'll still have to worry about healing in between, but that's alright. We get fairly close here to taking him down. Obviously, it's not going to be quite enough. And here, I don't know why I summoned Shiva. I shouldn't have bothered. One thing, although I do want to point this out that I don't think I've brought up in any of the other videos, I don't think the time that you have your summon out counts against your target time. So, you know, not that it really matters for a lot of these like boss fights, because you know it's just your target time really doesn't do much for you. Oftentimes you're going to get a specific reward. But I you know, again, I don't really know why I even bothered with this. I kind of feel like it was a bit of a waste, but I guess why not? I think I did want to do a little test though on whether or not having the Eidolon out here was going to affect, or how it would affect the stagger gauge of the boss. How is Stria gonna use a rise there? I'm not really sure. That's kind of weird. But anyways, so it looked like the chain gauge stayed the same, so I didn't lose. And now again, my impression is that if you use the Gestalt gauge, though, if you go, you go into Gestalt mode, that you'll lose your chain gauge on the enemy, and it'll be reset once the summons or Eidolons are desummoned. So you know, again, if that's something that you think could help you out, just keep that in mind, I guess. Now here I'm getting, this is actually fairly risky. Oh boy, you know, and I should have brought this up beforehand, but defense maintenance on Hope's weapon, and you know, that the one that we just actually recently acquired would have been a great weapon to have him equipped with for this fight. Obviously, I ran out of buffs there at the end, where they fell off, and I think even having that equipped would have extended them long enough. But anyways,
I'm not thirsty.
Here he goes down.
Okay.
Or goes away, I should say.
Well, don't want to waste it.
Mommy? Mommy?
I can't. Snow? What do you plan to do? I need to know.
I told you. Save Sarah, protect Cocoon, and have myself a big, happy family. Still, it's a long road ahead. Or maybe not so long. Whatever happens, things will work themselves out. Even if you're l'Cie, you gotta keep fighting.
And what if that gets people around you involved?
What?
What happens when your actions end up ruining someone's life? What if someone dies? What then, Snow? How do you pay for what you've done?
I can't! All right? There is nothing that can make something like that right again. When someone's dead, when someone's gone, words are useless.
So that's it? People die and you just run away?
I know! It's all my fault. I don't know how to fix it. Where do you start? What do you say? All I can do is go forward. Keep fighting and surviving until I find the answers I need.
There are no answers! You're running from what you deserve!
Well, why don't you tell me what I deserve?
The same fate! Ah! Nora Estine. She was my mother. And she died because of you!
You're the one she meant! Hold!
When we came out of crystal stasis, we didn't remember our focus or what we'd done. All we could do was wander Cocoon, looking for what we'd lost.
Let's give up. Forget our focus. We don't need it.
We don't need it? Look, if we don't figure it out and pull it off, you're gonna be a Seath!
It's just making a kid that young, Lassie. It's not right.
Yeah, it's unfair. But guess what? We grin and bear it like good Lassie, or the Falsey starts making more. Like that girl the other day. It doesn't matter what our focus is. We do it, whether we like it or not.
But
Say we call it quits. You think these people will let us go? They'll lynch us in the street. Listen, Vanille. We do what we gotta do, and get ourselves off this filthy world as fast as we can.
Fang.
You get out of here first. I'll buy you some time.
Aww.
Now, don't you worry. I'll come and find you, no matter where you go.
Wait! Fang! Fang! Please! Don't leave me!
You're not gonna end up a Seath. You boys coming or not? Your fight's right here! By the time I took care of them all, Vanille was long gone. After that, Rains and his cavalry found me. I never stopped searching for Vanille, but I couldn't find her. Her or our focus.
So, you're telling me Sarah will come back to life someday too?
Yep. We didn't do our job right. That's why it made her a Lassie. We messed up. Sorry. That it?
You sure better hope so. But whether we're square, that's up to Sarah.
You sound exactly like Snow. And he didn't hit me.
Wait, he already knows this?
Wow. That's a load off. Glad I apologized.
You apologized so you'd feel better?
Guess so. How about you? Feel any better now that you hit me?
It didn't change anything.
Huh. Tell that to my jaw.
Felix Heights is up there. Still a ways before we get to Hope's place.
Better pick it up.
We'll head through that gate.
Right.
Alright, finally. Back to control here. Alright, so all kinds of different fun storyline stuff. Obviously, Snow saving Hope from the fall after it looked like he was gonna kill him. Or make him fall, I don't know, whatever. And then, you know, again, another pretty big plot point there with Sarah being able to turn back from being Crystal. As well as Fang saying that, and I don't know, maybe I don't quite understand the whole aspect to it, but Fang makes it sound like Vanille and her did not complete their focus correctly, and that's why that is why Daj was made a Lassie, as well as actually Sarah. So interesting plot points there all around. As far as character setup right now, let's see what we're doing. Okay, yeah. So equipping Fang with the power bracelet right there to bring up her strength. I'm not sure why I didn't do that earlier. I'm not really sure on that. Obviously, though, turn around right away and run back for the Bestial Claws there that are kind of hidden in the corner. Or at the end of the path, I should say. And then, let's see here. Oh, okay, looks like I saved. Yeah. Okay, so for this this next part here with Fang and Lightning, there isn't much difference between the little bit of, you know, fighting that we've been doing with those two. You know, again, you might want to try Commando. I don't remember if it's aggression. I don't remember what the double Commando paradigm name is called. Again, not really sure, but it might be worth trying. You know, you could go with the double strength. Or set both characters up for, you know, the strength stat. And, you know, give it a shot. Otherwise, I guess just stick to slash and burn like we're doing. That works too.
And I was just getting started.
Alrighty. Let's see here. Minute 30 target time. Beat it in 41. That's not bad. That's not too shabby. And a couple of Phoenix Downs, so looking good. Alright, so this area, we've actually already come through here with Hope and Snow, but it's a little different this time around. There's some different enemies. Obviously, we're running into Orion. Orion's here, and I believe there's a treasure chest in a spot here too that wasn't there earlier. So you'll have to keep your eyes peeled. Make sure I can point that out. Alright, so it's looking kind of like I went with the, you know, the Edge Carbine route still. Which, you know, I think goes along really well with Slash and Burn. Obviously with Lightning being in the Ravager role. Now, that being said, you know, again, if you wanted to go with a Strength route instead, the kind of cool thing about that is, you know, the Ravager, even if you do go Strength, being that Lightning has the Strike type skills, she will use those instead, and those Strike skills will be based off of her Strength. So, you know, even it really doesn't matter which way you want to go. And then conversely as well, you know, if you go with a Magic stat and you decided to go with the Commando or double Commandos, you know, she would use Ruin, you know, instead, which again, now that's going to be a magic-based skill. So, you know, you've got options. I kind of feel like, though, if you're going to go Commando, it's almost best to go with Strength, only because, well, I don't know. It's, you know, I guess that's just how I kind of feel about it, but anyway. Well, I suppose probably because we only have access to Blitz right now, so that's really the reason why I would prefer Strength You know, because again, that's going to boost blitz damage, whereas you know, being that Ruin is the only magic command and there's no AoE version yet of Ruin, you know, where you're not going to be able to take full advantage of that stat. So I guess that's my 2 cents. So I guess long story short, if you're going to go double commando, build them both for strength. Otherwise, if you're going to do Commando Ravager like this, Lightning, it does a really good job with that magic boosted stat. You know, as well, that it's nice that she's got the edged carbine for the time being. So pretty useful either way. Any way you want to cut it, it's gonna work. The Orions, obviously, here I'm slowing them. That's always, I feel like, a fairly decent strategy. They've got fairly fairly frequent attacks, and you know, sometimes they hit fairly hard. So again, I feel like it's a good idea to get them slowed down. So this weapon here for Fang is decent for, okay, so improved counter says it increases the, I don't know what it was, that increases the rate of her counters or something like that. Now that is useful in the Sentinel role, which unfortunately I don't use a whole lot or very often. So to be honest, I don't feel like that weapon is very good for the time being. It may change a little bit later, but here I don't know. This behemoth must not be able to get a preemptive on, because I was literally right behind him. Or maybe I just waited too long to jump or to initiate that fight on him, but I wasn't actually able to get a preemptive, unfortunately. But that's alright. Obviously, definitely going to want to slow him too. Unfortunately, if I remember right, my second time coming through here, I should say on my other playthrough, because I'm up to 2 playthroughs now, but on the second time I came through here, I felt like I had a really difficult time getting debuffs to land on this guy. And again, now I don't know what the deal was, if I was just having really bad luck or what the deal was, but I think I ended up just foregoing the debuff and you know, just sticking to like slash and burn and driving up his chain, because it just wasn't happening, and I kind of felt like I was wasting a ton of time trying to you know, land slow on him. So I guess if you're having troubles landing slow, don't wait forever. All right. Anyways, it looks like we're into swapping between slash and burn and rolling this. Now, at a certain point, obviously, this behemoth transforms, and he takes a standing up stance. Now, actually, at that point, gave him the haste ability, apparently, which I didn't remember. And I'm not sure if you can get rid of that if you, you know, put slow back on him, but also I'm not 100% sure if it's really worth it. Okay, yeah, so now it actually does show that he's immune to slow. So that must change once he changes form. But anyways, well, no, he's not hasted. Weird. Okay, that's really weird. Anyways, I don't remember if he hits harder or not when he's standing. It kind of feels like he is, but I guess it wasn't. Ooh, that's right. Okay, so he uses Sunder. That's pretty brutal. That was it. It's like he's Aurora as well. I think that's an AoE. So I mean, sure seems to me that that's a much dangerous form than his, you know, running around on all fours. So yeah, I don't know. I guess stay healthy, you know, if you can. During that point in time. And here we've got a little cutscene, I believe.
Okay, let's get Snow on the line. Damn thing's still jammed. He can take care of himself.
We'll just have to believe that. Hey, Fang.
Hmm?
The others are safe, right? If any of us got caught, they'd make an announcement.
Yeah, they would. They'd have to let everyone know that the big bad Lassie can't hurt him no more. These Cocoon people, bunch of cowards and blowhards.
These Cocoon people have spent centuries under Fal'Cie law, in constant fear of a Pulse invasion. If it weren't for Sarah, I'd have been out there too, hunting Lassie. Would have been nothing but targets to me.
Well, Grand Pulse is just as twisted. Cocoon's a floating nest of vipers, ready to strike. Or so I thought.
So, you became a Lassie to fight the Vipers. And destroying the nest is your... Huh. I mean, our focus now.
Until we woke up here, we'd been in crystal stasis. Which means we must have completed our first focus. Why can't I remember that part? My childhood's clear as day. But the one thing I need, it's just gone. Blank. Like an empty page. I reach for the memory, and nothing's there. Then there's my brand. It's all messed up. Vanille and me, we lost our past and our focus.
And now, you want to find them? Be a Pulse Lassie? An enemy of Cocoon?
Pulse and Cocoon can rot for all I care. If I don't figure out our focus soon, Vanille's gonna be a Seath. I'll tear down the sky if it'll save her.
Something bothering you?
All right, back to it. I like when you just hang around or just stand still. Your other people will say, or they'll ask you if something's wrong or something like that. Anyways, all right. So some little bit of plotline stuff there. So Fang's lost her memory, and part of her memory. Basically, whatever her first focus was with Vanille, which is kind of a fairly sizable plot point. But, you know, apparently they did complete their first focus, which we probably already knew or have discussed, I suppose. And then obviously we're in crystal stasis, and then woke up here. But, yeah, again, Fang can't actually remember her first focus. And again, I think that was a fairly major plot point. There's at least... Yeah, I guess we'll just leave it at that. But anyways... that fight was actually really fast and easy. 19 seconds? That's not bad. And here, I believe... Oh, yes, these two. God, this fight sucks. This is definitely a candidate for Deceptisol or Fortisol or a combination of both. Reason being, obviously, 2 Orions. These things are just brutal. And I got really lucky here, if I remember right, with getting them both debuffed at a, decent... or in a decent amount of time. There you go. So they're both slowed. I would definitely recommend that. I think my second playthrough I had a little bit more of an issue, again, and I'm not really sure why that was. Maybe just bad luck. But anyways, yeah, get them slowed and then focus one down. Slash and burn is always a good choice if you're set up that way. And then definitely watch your health. These guys can really do a lot of damage quickly, especially with the Spark Storm attack. So I mean, you'll see your lightning gets really low and stays really low for quite some time. There we go. Back up. And, you know, to be honest, Fang does pretty good damage by herself, so she's alright if she's going to be pounding these guys down while Lightning heals. And alright, now that we've got one target down, the rest of the fight should be much more, or much less difficult. I'm not sure if I... Yeah, I'm having really good luck, I suppose, with getting these debuffs to land, so that's probably not a bad idea. I was going to say otherwise, it's not as needed, I guess, to get the debuffs on these guys when they're alone, but still not a bad idea. Yeah, wow, Fang is really crushing these guys down. She's hitting for like... yeah, 1,200. That's pretty decent. Although the Lightning's damage isn't anything to scoff at though right now either. She's hitting for 700-800 in Ravager, and that's actually really good. All right, so let's see here. We're getting really close to the ends on these Crusariums. Looks like we're at stage 5 right now. Actually, yeah. 1, 9, 11. And if you're ever wondering, like, if you've obtained all of the different, you know, abilities and stats, you can always look at the, you know, the different stuff there where it says in the Crusarium, as you hover over a roll, it'll tell you, like, you know, one out of the ATB, or one out of the, you know, accessory, 1 for 1, and then, like, 2 for 2 on, you know, we'll just say HP spheres, blah, blah, blah. So, the Axis Blade here is fantastic. I think I will say that it's my favorite weapon for Lightning. You know, back there I had hovered over its ATB. I think it's ATB charge.
Hey, Lightning.
Call me Light.
Did you see Vanille's brand?
No.
No, huh? Want to know how long until it's Seath City? Just look at your brand. You start getting more arrows, and then finally an eye. Once it opens all the way, you're done. Let's have a look. Don't be shy.
Okay.
Nowhere near. You got time. Still, you never know. Some people, doesn't take so long. You get a nasty shock, it can speed up the process. Vanille's brand must be pretty far along by now. I gotta save her and get her home.
To Pulse, you mean?
To Grand Pulse. I hear that the Sanctum prevents people from leaving Cocoon. I'd like to see him try and stop me.
So, that's your plan. Wish I had one. Without Sarah, without a future, there's nothing to plan for. There's no way out of this mess, and no way to fight it. I'm stuck trading blows with the Sanctum, but that's no plan. Even if we topple the government, where's that leave us? With nothing to fight for, I might as well be dead.
Your sister. You've got plenty to fight for. Think about it. Don't you want to see Sarah after she wakes up? That's your future right there. All you gotta do is survive. It's simple.
Right.
Snow. They found him.
Hope!
Alright, we are running out of time here, so I gotta cut it. Hope this guide was helpful though, and hope you guys join me for more. Alright, thanks for watching.